The other day I was on the phone to a client, and she was asking, how exactly do things get locked in our system? You know, I talk a lot about that. We've been talking about the Success Beyond Beliefs program and how we can help people clear a backlog. And she was really wanting specifically to understand in a bit more detail. So I think that that's a great question, and today I'm going to focus on that in a little more detail so that everybody can really understand what's happening in terms of our internal system. So it all starts with our whole nervous system is like a recording mechanism. And so it's recording positives, negatives, and so on. But anything that impacts our system in a big way that actually shocks the system, stops us cold, catches our attention, if it codes as a negative, that we could actually be in danger, it's going to record that experience and store it in a particular way. Because the nervous system is always trying to monitor our safety. It's looking out for our well-being. And so I'd like you to imagine then you have a file of experiences that have shocked your system, that have made you feel less powerful, less valued, less significant, less safe, less free. Any experience that threatens those basic needs will be stored in a particular way. And then what happens is our system is really like a home security system. It's watching out for anything that could resemble those painful experiences. And it's watching for them so it can anticipate what to do or maybe even prevent them. So now what we've got is a system looking for things that could threaten us and on guard. Well, unfortunately, perception is very interesting. The way that perception works is when we look for something, that's what we're going to see. So I often have clients look around my office when I'm working with them and I say, okay, let's together count how many things are red. And we'll look around the office and just see how many things are red. And I'm counting and they're counting and I just stop it after a minute and we compare how many things we noticed. But the interesting part is, when I ask them, how many things did you notice that were green? They look at me blankly and they go, I didn't notice any green. And I say to them, and you know what? Neither did I. And why didn't you notice anything green? Because I was looking for red. When we're scanning for something specific, that's what we're going to notice. And some of you will have noticed that, you know, we have women who've said to me, gee, the day I got pregnant or found out I was pregnant, I started to notice all the pregnant women around. Or other people have said to me, you know, I was thinking about buying this specific car and suddenly I'm seeing that car all over the place. That's perception. So let's go back now to what's in our nervous system. If your nervous system has recorded experiences where you felt less than, criticized, embarrassed, humiliated, it's going to be on guard for anything that could resemble that. And when it starts looking for those experiences, it's actually going to find them. And then that's going to be the proof that you need to stay on guard. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It becomes a loop that the system is running, looking for danger, finding danger, confirming that there's danger, and around it goes. And unfortunately, that traps people. Now we are living from our beliefs from the past, our experiences from the past, and actually creating our future to be the same as the past, which is what Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about. He talks about how the past actually, if we keep running those patterns of thinking, will keep creating the same thing over and over again. And that's not what people want. You don't want to be reliving, like Groundhog Day, your past over and over again. You want to be able to be free to create the future you want, the life you want. Now, most people cannot clear these things from their system just by thinking about them. In counseling, we often talk about experiences that have been painful and difficult. We help people understand what's happened. We help them understand the beliefs they've formed. We sometimes help them understand different perspectives and be able to see it from different angles. All of that is designed to help promote insight and understanding. But many people have told me when they've come to me to deal with trauma that they've done a lot of work in talking about it and understanding. What hasn't happened is their system hasn't cleared it so that they have actually a fresh start. And that's what's so unique about the work that we do in Prime Potential or in Success Beyond Beliefs. We actually have a process like rebooting a computer that allows the nervous system to actually recalibrate, to clear what is no longer serving you and is longed over, and have a fresh start. So if that is interesting to you, please be in touch with us because we think it's so important that people have fresh starts. We've been talking about this being a new year, that 2015 is a year for people to really step forward and live into their dreams and have the things happen that they really are wanting. And in order to do that, many, many people need to let go of the patterns from the past so that they're not just doing the same old thing, so that they don't stop just as they're starting to succeed or sabotage their success once things get rolling. So those are the patterns that we look at. The other thing I wanted to share with you, coming back to this woman I was talking with on the phone, she asked about loss and how that impacts the system. And loss is very similar to trauma. It often is cumulative. And so what people often don't understand is that when they experience a loss, and even a significant loss, like the loss of a friend, a loved one, a pet, what it triggers in the nervous system for most people is the other losses they've experienced. And so in effect, you have a much bigger effect. It's all the cumulative losses we've experienced, in a sense, compound the present loss, which is what makes it so hard for many people to deal with a loss. Because actually, they're dealing with many losses. Ironically, some of the losses that we experience are the things that didn't happen. This person was talking about her mom and how she wasn't there for her. The loss was in what didn't happen. The loving, the nurturing, the caring, the being there after school, all these different experiences she was sharing that didn't happen in her childhood actually were coded as losses and yearnings. And so these things all take a toll. That's what I'm trying to say, is that we're all walking around with some of this baggage that really is what's slowing us down, is what's stopping us from really coming forward, being our biggest, our brightest, shiniest selves. So if any of this registers for you, please send me a note, post something. If you have questions, I'd love to hear from you. All right. Look forward to seeing you and talking with you in March.